Welcome to Subramani. I have written a lot about how financial advisory is one of the best careers one can have. I have enjoyed being a financial advisor, and the caveat first, I no longer do any advisory kind of work, right? So 10 years, 12 years back, I stopped. I may still have clients whom I have advised in the past and to whom I may still render some service, but no, I'm not looking at new clientele. Running a blog or running a vlog is very useful in getting clients because I get one every day, and I have to say no, I don't do advisory work. I may occasionally talk about what I have done rather than what they should do, because to do that kind of advisory I need far more details about them, and today I am not willing to invest so much emotionally, time wise into understanding what a person is doing. What I have done in the past, chase, but I am not adding anything new. So having said that, what is the good part, the ugly part, the bad part of being in the advisory thing is, first of all, the ugly part is there are some people who think that financial advisors know who's going to be the next prime minister, how the weather is going to be, why is it 52 degrees in Delhi, why is it 47 degrees in Chennai, and why 42 degrees in Bombay looks cool, right? You can explain some of this, but you have no clue how the weather is going to be tomorrow. You might as well look at the weather forecast. How the market is going to be, look at the market forecast, look at the market expert. An advisor is not meant to do this, but some people think, oh, you're an advisor, so you should know this. Some people think, oh, you're an advisor, so I have to pay fees for you to tell me the truth, right? The answer is no, the advisor doesn't know all this, but some clients expect you to know all this. Which is a stupid expectation. Whoever has caused it, is it the media, is it you, is it your staff, whoever has created this, do a control or delete, because you have no clue as to how what is going to happen. You in fact you have no clue how the client is going to behave 2 years later or 3 years later. Looking after the client's interest during bull market is easy, during a bear market is more difficult. However, even holding the client back from selling in a rising market is not going to be very easy, because when the client has invested 10 lakhs in a place and that has become 9 lakhs, he is going to just crib and say, oh, that has gone to 9 lakhs, but he is not going to sell. But when this 10 becomes 11, he is tempted and he calls up and says, should I redeem, should I redeem, should I redeem? Depends on the client, right? So sometimes the 10 lakhs investment is something for his daughter's wedding or his daughter's education. So you say, look, your daughter was 3 years old when you made this investment, now she's 4 years old. I know there is 10% tax and you have already become long term, but that does not mean you have to remove it now. You have to remove it at the age of 18 when she goes into engineering or medicine or something. That is the purpose for which this investment was made. So that is one more thing. The way you communicate is also important. The ugly part is they expect too much from an advisor. The good part is you can be blunt in your communication and say, this I know, this I don't know. But I do not know is something very important to say, because you don't create a false impression that you know. Don't go and say, oh, this party is going to win 325 seats or it's going to win 375 seats. If you say this, do it for fun. Don't this is not part of your advisory. You have no clue how this happens. You have no clue of many things. You don't have a clue of how you will behave. You do not have a clue of how the client will behave, because the client may have asked you 10 things, but one thing which you didn't say is going to hold it against you. For example, if there is some change in the KYC norms, and you have not done it for the client, and the market falls 10% and the client is unable to invest, he'll say, you did not ask me to make any changes in the KYC, and because of you I couldn't invest. And you may have called up 10 times and that person may not have responded, right? So all these things will happen, will continue to happen. So some are very, very demanding clients, some are very good clients, some are clients who will share everything with you, who will say, look, I know I have one kid, but I think I'm going to have a second kid, and they share the pregnancy news, they share the my daughter is getting married, my daughter is going abroad, we need this much money, we need to break this, we need to invest more. All these calls will come to you before it goes to other parts of the family, right? So knowing that this is going to be fun, but you have to have a temperament to do it. For example, I had the temperament as a broker to deal with a variety of clients. Today I may have just 10 people for whom some work I am doing, but there would have been a time when it would have been 300, 400, 500, maybe 3000 while I was filing IT returns. Because of IT return is a once in a year kind of a thing, whereas investment advisory is more like speaking to them twice a month, right? So there is a lot of, some clients may want to speak more often, some clients may not want to speak more often. When the money that you have is not enough and you're just at the start of your career, you may have to say yes to everybody who comes across, but you come across. But after some time, you may realize that this person is a trader, whereas I'm a wealth creator, so this is not going to work. So you then choose which client you want, which client you do not want. It's not meant to disrespect them, but getting rid of clients who do not match with you is something very important. So knowing what you're doing is very important. So as an advisor, deciding which clients to work with is important. Even those clients who are happy talking to you once a year or twice a year may need a lot of hand holding during a divorce, during illness, during a layoff, during something going wrong somewhere in their lives. So they may need some help from you, making a will, loss of a parent, loss of a child, loss of a spouse. That could be terrible. Loss of a job at the age of 48 and not being able to find at the age of 51, right? These are all things which happen.Maybe they have enough money, maybe they'll tell you, oh, I'm not contributing to my retirement. Then you just hold their hand and say, look, you're already retired, so now you don't have to contribute to your SIPs. It is time for you to withdraw from your SIPs. You have enough money, your wife is working, your children are working, whatever are the things to say. This is the good clients, right? Not the bad clients, the ugly clients. You have already given them away. These are the good clients. With good clients you could have these kind of problems. There are other clients with whom you have no problem. They started off with a 6,000 rupee SIP. Today you have 20 crores of their money being managed, and things are going smooth. You may do some asset reallocation, or say, no, anyway you're now taking more risk with your real life, so you need to, as you're aging, put more money in debt or something like that. That's all fine. There's not too much of interaction. So finding how to interact, finding the fun in doing this, right? All this is important part of your being an advisor. Some of it is fun. Some people without qualification may have done very well because they've got very high EQ and they have a great amount of sympathy. They have a lot of ability to listen and hear and then react or note down and say, look, I don't have a solution. Then going to somebody else and asking for a solution, finding it and coming back. Believe me, clients value that more than somebody who keeps giving advice off the cuff, which may or may not be right. So all this put together makes financial advisory a great business, but there is absolutely no glamour in it. There is no air travel and 5-star hotel and that kind of a thing at all in the advisory business. Maybe a little bit, but not if that is what you're looking forward to. There is nobody willing to pick up all your bills for doing whatever shit you want to do, whatever nonsense you want to do. So none of that. So you will have to earn money, spend your own money to do all that. It's not that the money is good or bad, but yes, nobody, unlike in the job, yes, on day one you start traveling well, you start staying well, you take a cab wherever you want to go, you take a plane wherever you want to go, you stay in good 5-star hotels. You will not be able to do all this as an advisor. So as an advisor, you're an entrepreneur. You can increase the size of your AUM, you can increase the number of clients, you can increase the geography. That is the good part. You control how much you earn. Right. I keep saying this is like a tiger in the wild versus a tiger in the cage. Tiger in the cage has got a good life. He or she knows that lunch will be available at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. That is the time when we like to eat, so that is the time when we like to feed. If there is some problem, then there could be medical attendance available. There is no porcupine which will attack you, and you will have the quills in your hand, in your paws and in your face and in your mouth, which will not allow you to hunt. You don't have any of those problems in the cage, but it also means that you don't know how to hunt. But in the wild, you know that whenever you are hungry, if you hunt, you will get food. You don't have to worry, you don't have to wait for the guy to come at 1 o'clock to feed you. right? He may or may not feed you enough, whereas in the jungle you kill a gaur and you have 10%, eat 10% of it, maybe you're full, maybe you leave the other remaining to the jackals and the fox, right? So it is just like that. You choose how much you want to have as AUM, how many clients you want, and what happens to you or your business after you, right? All those decisions are yours. So I think there is a good, the bad, the ugly of financial advisory thing. I have enjoyed my innings. I've stopped long ago. Now I no longer do it. I make videos like this for younger investors and younger advisors. So please click on the bell icon. Please share it with your friends who are advisors or who are fresh investors. That's it. Thank you.